Inevitably, as you journey through leadership, you will encounter a number of problems that need to be solved. That is essentially why you are a leader, to solve problems, to move your organization from one place to the next, and to help them solve those organizational problems that are preventing them from experiencing higher levels of performance. But what you will often realize the longer you're in leadership is that not every problem really can be solved. Some problems, in fact, are not to be solved, but rather it's just a tension that you have to manage. Not by choice, but simply by design. There are some dynamics within your organization where you just can't solve the problem because there are some external factors, maybe even some internal factors that are at play, which you have no control over. So rather than beating your head against the wall trying to solve certain problems, as a leader, we just have to identify that this is just a tension we have to manage. The board might have some directives they want us to carry out, which don't quite naturally align with where we feel like we should be going. And unfortunately, we can't solve that problem. And so we just have to manage the tension. Sometimes there's going to be individuals on your team and there may be budget constraints and you're trying to figure out how can we get the most out of people and you're trying to solve these problems. But at the end of the day, it's not a problem you can solve. It's just a tension you can manage. There may be issues with your customers and with your shareholders and with your other stakeholders that you're trying to solve, and you're trying to make sure you're adding all the value you can to them while also remaining efficient as an organization and lean, but you just can't solve both of those problems. And so it's a tension that you have to manage. And I think one of the keys to being a high-level leader is really understanding, is this a problem to solve or is this a tension to manage? And if it's a problem to solve, then great. We want to deploy as many resources that we can to attack and address this problem. But if we can't solve it, then we want to be aware of that, and we want to ensure that our people, our teams, everyone around us recognizes that for right now, during this season, this is just a tension we have to manage. So as you grow through your leadership, just be mindful. Is this a problem to solve or is this a tension to manage? And regardless of where it falls in those two categories, always make sure to communicate to your team, this is where we fall with this issue. It's a problem and we need to solve it, or this is a tension and we just have to manage it.